So guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are keeping safe. Guys, obviously AJ had his fight against Pulev yesterday. I've seen a lot of reaction online. I've seen a lot of people with their opinions. I've seen a lot of people talk about the Fury fight and what happens. Will AJ be able to beat Fury? A lot of his fanboys coming out and cheerleading, and Joshua has a big fan base. We know that. I like Anthony Joshua. I think he's a good fighter. He's got good skills. Definitely got a vulnerability there, which, you know, showed again last night. I think he's psychologically definitely been impacted by the Ruiz loss. You know, he's stuck, as Dillian White said, stuck between two styles. But it's not even that. I think there's a bigger concern when he fights the more credible men that I think are going to expose those flaws potentially. Here's the thing. When I talk boxing, I do it non-biased. You know, I've always told you that, you know, I've been a fan of fighters like Pacquiao, Khan, and at times, sometimes when I speak about those fighters, I get emotionally attached. When I'm talking about AJ and Fury, I like both guys. I don't really have a favorite. I don't care who wins that fight, if I'm honest with you. Both guys, I wish both guys the best, and I hope the best man wins. But when I'm giving my opinion, my analysis, my prediction, or about that particular fight, it's literally non-biased. I have no horse in the race. I don't care who wins that. I like both guys. They're both British. I wish them both the best. I hope AJ I was hoping AJ knocks out Pulev so we get that fight, and he did. And listen, he knocked him out. Good finish. However, when I'm analyzing that fight, guys, I don't see how AJ beats Tyson Fury. I don't see how he beats Tyson Fury. Bob Arum's come out and said he feels Tyson Fury would knock AJ out. You know, you got the AJ fanboys coming out and say, well, who does Fury knock out? Fury can't knock out. Believe you me, Fury can knock out Anthony Joshua. If Andy Ruiz can knock out Anthony Joshua and splatter him the way he did, then Tyson Fury can. And let's not forget, the Ruiz that fought Joshua was a more confident Joshua. This is not a confident Joshua. This is a more vulnerable Joshua. And I don't know whether Joshua's ever going to be able to get over the demons of that Andy Ruiz fight psychologically, because there's definitely psychological scarring there from that Ruiz fight. If you look at the way he fights now, he's very gun-shy. A Joshua prior to the Andy Ruiz fight knocks Pulev out in 3-4 rounds. Whenever Joshua's throwing punches, he's more gun-shy. That knockout has really affected him. And Pulev, I've said that you need to have certain attributes to beat Anthony Joshua. You need to have a good chin, which Pulev had. Pulev ticked that box. And you need to be a big puncher. Pulev didn't tick that box. Pulev offensively wasn't able to hurt AJ. He wasn't offensively able to hurt. He was too slow, too old. And he wasn't able to land many flush punches because he was just too slow. And AJ was too sharp for him. The problem is Tyson Fury is a lot sharper, a lot quicker, right? AJ is going to struggle to land on Tyson Fury, and Fury is going to be able to land a lot more on Joshua. He's a lot quicker. He's a lot bigger. Also, the thing that I've noticed with Anthony Joshua, that physically, he's not the strongest guy. You know, at times when Pulev was clinching him, he didn't look that physically that strong. Like, I don't think with the size that he is and how big he is, he doesn't look that much physically stronger. Then he should be bullying guys. I remember Klitschko was throwing Joshua around the ring. When Joshua got tired, he was literally launching him around the ring. And that's also a problem when you're going to fight Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury is a lot bigger. He's a lot stronger, right? And he's a lot taller, a lot bigger natural size. And he'll be a lot stronger when they come together in the clinches. So, listen, I think AJ has good attributes. I think he has good boxing abilities. His IQ is definitely getting better. He's got good power, but there's vulnerability there. And that vulnerability, for me, is going to come unstuck again eventually. And Fury, for me, is the guy that would bring out those flaws. And I think there's other heavyweights that can bring out those flaws. I think Wilder would be a problem. I think Usyk potentially could be a tough task as well. But I think the Fury fight, I would be picking Fury quite heavily in that fight. I'm not saying Joshua can't win, because it's a heavyweight boxing and anything can happen in heavyweight boxing. But I would make Fury the substantial favorite in that fight. Of what I've seen so far, the psychological scoring, Joshua needs to get over that. And I don't even think it would be wise for Eddie Hearn to put Joshua in there with Tyson Fury. I don't think it's wise. And I think they would be rolling the dice because I don't see him winning that fight. On that performance against Pulev, on the second performance against Andy Ruiz, just looking at AJ's body language in the ring, I can't see him beating Tyson Fury. I think Tyson Fury's too clever, firstly. I think even Joshua at 100% with not that psychological scoring would struggle against Tyson Fury. But this version of Anthony Joshua, I just can't see it. I just can't see it. And I'm just being honest. I'm giving you my fair assessment on the fight. I think Fury's a substantial favorite for me in that fight. I think Fury's now shown different layers to him. He's shown that he can come forward. He's shown he can fight on the back foot. He can make it tricky, awkward. He can come forward and you know, bludgeon you like he did with Wilder. Now, Joshua's a lot better boxer than Wilder. He's got more tools than Wilder. He's got a lot more punch variety than Wilder. But the problem is, I think the vulnerability that Joshua's got, it's going to come to the front again eventually. And Joshua kind of before Joshua was wobbled and hurt in the Klitschko fight, in the Dillian White fight, but Joshua never ever changed his style. He was the same Joshua. He was the same guy. But the Ruiz fight where he got knocked out, right? And that psychologically impacted him massively. That psychologically has impacted him. And he's kind of, as Dillian White said, stuck in Stu Styles. When he gets a guy hurt, he doesn't want to go in now because he's afraid he may get taken out. He's afraid if he goes in, the other guy might land something that might hurt him. Those Ruiz demons are still there, and I feel that he needs to get that out of his system. He may never be able to get that out of his system. But that's a problem. That's a big problem for Joshua moving forward because someone's going to expose those flaws. What you got to realize, Pulev wasn't able to get to his chin. Pulev wasn't able to make it a dogfight like he needed to in order to trouble AJ. Fury will. Fury will take AJ in that dark place. Usyk may be able to take Joshua in that dark place. And Wilder, he might not take Joshua in that dark place, but he might just wipe Joshua out with one punch. There's serious flaws. And in that fight yesterday, Pulev didn't really land anything flush, anything big. Like you could say that was a massive shot that Joshua took. It's going to be interesting when someone lands something really flush on AJ's chin again, how he reacts. Because is he going to unravel like he did in the Andy Ruiz fight? Or is he going to be able to gather himself like he did in the Klitschko fight? See, Joshua, when he fought Klitschko, although he got knocked down and he got hurt badly in that fight, and it looked like he was going to unravel, Joshua hadn't lost. He had never experienced being taken apart like he was against Ruiz. So he was able to come back. And let's not forget, it was an old Vladimir Klitschko. It was a 41-year-old Vladimir Klitschko that he fought as well. Pulev yesterday was almost 40 years of age as well. You know, Povetkin, who was almost 38, 39 again. You know, these are old men. These aren't young men in their prime. Usyk in his prime. Wilder in his prime. Fury in his prime. These are young people. These are young guys in their prime. It's different. When you're fighting a 39, 41-year-old, their motivation and hunger, once they start getting hit, right, and start getting hurt, they don't have the same determination that a guy in his prime, the steely determination that a young guy in his prime would have. And that's the issue. Wilder got battered against Fury in his last fight. But Wilder showed that he's got heart, that he'll fight to the death. And Fury, I mean, Joshua, although Joshua's got a lot of heart, he's got a lot of determination, you can see that when he fights. I just worry about him moving forward. I do worry about him fighting Tyson Fury, and I don't think he's ready for that fight. I don't think psychologically he's in that place where he can fight Tyson Fury. I do. I think Tyson Fury will expose those flaws that we saw in the Ruiz fight. I'm not hating on AJ. I'm being serious. I don't think I don't think AJ is ready for Tyson Fury. If I'm totally honest with you, I think AJ needs 1 or 2 fights against guys like Kubrat Pulev to get his confidence back, because I don't think he can beat Tyson Fury. On what I saw last night, I agree with Bob Arum. I believe Tyson Fury knocks out Anthony Joshua. And obviously Bob Arum's going to be biased, but I'm just giving me my non-biased opinion. On that performance, people were saying it was a masterclass performance. Yeah, he won every round, but who was he fighting? A 39-year-old old man. You know, he's hardly fighting a guy in his prime. And Pulev, even in his prime, wasn't exactly a killer. Let's be honest, he wasn't exactly a killer in his prime. You know, honestly, I listen. I like AJ. He's a good fighter. He's got good skills. He's definitely got ability. There's no doubt about it. But the vulnerability is there for everybody to see. You have to be a blind man not to be able to see that, or you have to be a guy that's just completely an AJ fanboy. But anyone that's subjective, I saw Hatman's video, and fair play to him. I thought it was a very fair video. He's been accused in the past of being an AJ fanboy, but I actually think Hatman was spot on. He said there was a lot of vulnerabilities there in AJ. There's a lot of there. He's right. There's a lot of vulnerability. There's vulnerability for everyone to see. Everyone to see. And it's only a matter of time before those vulnerabilities come to surface again. You know, if there's a certain heavyweight out there, which there are a few heavyweights out there that have the skill, in my opinion, have the attributes to bring those vulnerabilities to surface, I feel AJ is going to struggle again. And until he gets over this psychologically, listen, it's not the fact that AJ could beat anyone. He's got power. He's got good boxing ability. The problem is, for me now, he's fighting more scared. Psychologically in his head, he's thinking about what happened to him in the Ruiz fight, and that's taking away from him offensively. Those demons are taking away from him offensively. And that's a problem. Because if you hurt somebody and you let them back in a fight, a more dangerous guy might make you pay for it. If that was Wilder, for example, and Wilder got hurt and Joshua let him off the hook like that, right? Wilder might knock him clean out if he gives him a chance. Do you understand? The old AJ would have knocked Pulev out in 3-4 rounds. But this version of Joshua is very tentative, very conservative. He's afraid of being hit. Surely everyone can see that. He's not the same Anthony Joshua. Like I said, the old Anthony Joshua wipes Pulev out in 3-4 rounds. But he's afraid now what can happen to him if he goes gung-ho. And it may work against a 39-year-old Pulev who's slow, who's not that fast. But against a young prime Tyson Fury, Wilder, Usyk, you know, these type of guys, it may come back to bite him in the backside. I'm telling you, Tyson Fury, for me right now, I don't think AJ can beat him. And I'm just giving you my honest opinion. I don't think Anthony Joshua can beat Tyson Fury right now. Just my honest opinion, just being totally fair. I think Fury beats him quite comfortably on that performance. I've just got to be totally honest. And I like AJ. But if you're looking at the fight fairly, if you're looking at the fight from a non-biased viewpoint, I just can't see him winning. I just can't see him beating Fury. I can't. I think there's too much psychological scarring there, and I think Fury will take advantage of that. I do. I hope AJ can get over the demons that he has, and get back to being the old AJ, because I think that would give him the best chance of beating Tyson Fury. But this current version, with this kind of mindset, I don't see him beating Tyson Fury. I can't see it. Even Andre Ward said it, that he can't beat him. He just can't beat Tyson Fury. I can't see it myself. I'm just being totally fair and honest. I can't see him beating Tyson Fury. But that's my opinion. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are going to disagree with me. I'm open for a debate. I'll comment. I'll reply back to your comments. Leave your thoughts, guys. Make sure to smash the like button. Give me a subscribe. So subscribe to my channel. And guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.